Hello, my name is James Borow, and I'm here with the CEO of Minds and Machines, Antony Van Couvering.
Hi, James.
As the CEO of Minds and Machines, can you tell me about the company and what it does and why you decided to start it?
Well, Minds and Machines does registry services. That means that we provide registry back-end operations for new top-level domains. Existing top-level domains include .com, .net, and .org. And we're soon going to have a whole bunch more. And we saw that there was a market there. And so we're providing the services for people who want to do that.
So what exactly is a top-level domain?
Well, a top-level domain is anything to the right of the dot in a web address. So if your name were james.com, the top-level domain would be the .com part of that. And anything to the left of that would be a second-level domain. So what will happen is that the new top-level domain registries will sell the second-level domains to people who want to use that as their web address.
Why would I want to use a different top-level domain? What's wrong with the traditional .com?
Well, there's nothing wrong with them. There are just not very many of them. If you try to go register james.com, you'll find that somebody else already has it. It doesn't exist for you. If you even try to get your first and second name, they'd probably be gone. Now, you might be able to get those on the secondary market, meaning you can go pay somebody else who already registered that. But for most names that you would use for business, the cost is probably going to be about $1,000, if not more. Some go for many millions of dollars. So there's a real shortage of names. And the other reason is that .com doesn't mean anything. So it's just .com. It sort of means commercial, but it doesn't really tell people what kind of website is behind that name. So if you had something .radio, you'd know that was an internet radio station behind the top-level domain. So that we think is going to be really useful for consumers and for the people who register the name.
And I'm sure a common question you get is, do you expect this to be confusing for consumers and internet users as a whole?
I think it'll actually help. Right now, a domain name is a very short idiomatic expression that's supposed to give some clue to people of what is behind that name. So if it's a brand, if it's Nike.com, you would expect to find Nike there, for instance. So the unfortunate thing is that the .com doesn't mean anything. So we think with a whole new slew of names that describe generic verticals or describe brands or so on, it's going to give people a lot of understanding of what's going to be behind the website address. So we think actually it's going to help a lot, and it's going to help people not only when they see it, but it's going to help search results. So I'm doing .nyc for New York City, for instance. So if someone types in hotels in New York in a search box, and they see a site that says hotels.nyc, they're going to have a pretty good idea that there's actually a hotel in New York behind that. And compare that to something like expedia.com/ and then a long string of numbers and letters that are pretty meaningless. So Google will pay attention to the fact that people click on that, and it will also pay attention to the fact that it will know that over time that .nyc names relate to New York. So when someone uses a term that means New York, like New York City, NYC or something, that'll be one of the information points that Google uses to decide how to rank that search result.
Is Minds Machines going to be registering any TLDs on their own?
We would probably do a few that we think are valuable and that we want to do, but we're also doing a lot just for clients. We're doing .radio for George Bundy, who's an internet radio pioneer. We're doing .eco for the .eco people who are doing this with Al Gore and the Sierra Club. So it's a mixed model.
And do you expect for brand holders this whole new round of TLDs to be a problem? What's your take on that?
Well, to me, it makes sense for a brand to be branded with its brand. I've seen all these brands register under .com or in different countries .de. The Germans' brands will register under .de. And that says nothing about their brand. So I would think that Yahoo would be happy to be .yahoo, and Google would be happy to be .google, and Nike would be happy to be .nike. That said, they're worried about what it means. We really haven't seen a lot come on the scene at once, and big brands especially are naturally risk averse. So I do expect to see some of them take the plunge, and some of them to wait. The good news for trademark holders is that they have protection. So especially if it's a really unique trademark, something like Kodak or Xerox, they don't have too much to worry about. They don't have to worry that somebody else is going to take their name. So they can afford to wait on this. The other concern that trademark holders have brought up is that they're going to have to police their own brand in multiple new top-level domains. And we think that actually they have that fear based on what's happened in .com, where there is no policing at all. The people who run .com don't really care what's registered anywhere, and you can register anything you want. But in .nyc, the registry will make sure that it's New York related. So I think actually there's going to be a lot more policing of the namespaces than people have seen, and I think a lot of the fears that brand holders have are exaggerated, and actually it won't be as much of a problem as they think.
Antony, in terms of the competition, who's out there right now that's doing what you guys are doing, and what advantage do you guys have?
Well, there are about 8 to 10 companies that provide registry services and sell them to people who want to do new top-level domains. And these are people who are currently running .com and .net and .org, and some people who are running country code domains are doing it too. We think that we have a lot of advantages. We're the only company that's doing this exclusively, and we think that's important. We have a lot of experience working with ICANN, who are the licensors of this, so they have a whole process that we understand extremely well. So we're not only running the back end for them, we're also helping them put together the applications, which are long. It's like a few hundred pages, a lot of technical stuff, business plans. We have expertise in all of that. So we feel that we're not just running the back end, we're actually making it happen for them and providing them with business services along the way. Then once we get to the time where we're actually running the technical side, our costs are a lot cheaper. We have a very lean operation. We're currently running over half a dozen country codes with great success. All our customers are very happy, and we just don't have a lot of the administrative costs that some of these big guys have. Most of them run on a cost-plus basis, which means that it works for them to make sure their costs are high so they can add something to it. So VeriSign, for instance, which runs .com, charges close to $7 at a wholesale level to their customers for the domain name, and we're going to be at an equivalently priced name at about $1.50. So that's a huge savings for people, and obviously when you can save on your costs, you'll make a lot more money.